No, the crazy thing though is it actually wasn't just Malatesta who had an ice cream business. Emma Goldman also had an ice cream business.
Is there something about anarchists and ice cream, or
I don't know.
it's just
Apparently, there's an ice cream parlor in Worcester, Massachusetts, that was owned by Emma Goldman and Alexander Berkman.
I suspect that they were better at making revolution than ice cream.
Well,
but I don't know. And I'm not going to Worcester, Massachusetts to find out.
Well, I mean, that's more on Worcester than on the
I
ice cream
agree.
shop. All right. Well, so we were looking through the fridge, and we noticed from making a bunch of the different previous meals
that we had some leftover cucumber.
We
zucchini. It's zucchini. It's a joke. It's a joke. I know what it is now.
So we had some leftover zucchini. We still have this big box of spinach that we bought that we're going to keep using in salads and eggs and all these sorts of things. We had eggs left. We had some whipped cream left from our cream episode.
Yep. So so we were looking at this stuff, and
so we're gonna
one of the lessons here is like, what do you do when you have? Because one of the reasons I hate cooking is I end up with a pile of ingredients.
Yeah, we end up with a pile of ingredients, and so basically what we've been doing through all these episodes is just using the same ingredients in a bunch of different dishes. But we're gonna do that again. With a dish that you really like and that's pretty easy to make, which is a quiche.
Quiche.
We're gonna make a quiche.
I like quiche.
So to start off, we're just gonna soften our vegetables, the ones that we need to.
Yeah.
We could just toss these into the quiche plain, but there's two reasons that we don't want to. One, they probably wouldn't cook all the way through.
Yeah, they're a little hard.
And two, what do we do at every stage?
We salt and pepper it.
We salt and pepper it. So we're gonna put this in a pan. Just add a little bit of heat, salt and pepper.
All right. So should I turn this on?
Yeah. So get that guy like medium or wherever you really want.
Is it already on?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's on there.
Okay.
All right. So we're gonna saute our zucchini and our spinach. Now the question is, which one goes in first?
Well, I would say the zucchini because it looks like it's kind of chunky and potatoey. Like it might take a little longer. Oh my god! Oh my god!
You intuited that.
I intuited it. I learned it. That was like no one had told me. I just so do I have to like make sure the oil covers the whole thing, or
it's good too, just because, and it'll be easy enough once it's hot. That's sometimes how you know oil is hot, when it moves around faster.
I see.
And the reason is you just want the fat to coat the pan so that nothing sticks to the pan and that it gets all the zucchinis.
Okay.
So we'll wait for that to heat up.
Okay.
In the meantime, let's talk about mass democratic participation.
Okay. But
so Marxism, right?
Let's not talk about Marxism. Let's talk about quiche and eggs.
You just don't want us to get canceled again.
I don't want us to get distracted by things that are not delicious, such as politics.
That's fair. That's fair. So we're just going to wait for this pan to heat up. And the way that I like to tell if a pan is heated up is a couple of ways. One, you can hold your hand inside. Not dangerous.
Okay.
The oil's not spattering because you haven't put any water in it.
Right.
Or two, like I said, if you just zhuzh the oil around, if it goes fast,
need some zhuzhing.
It's less viscous.
Yeah,
that means it's hot. Okay. If it's more, then it's cold.
Okay.
All right. So toss our little zucchinis in.
Toss the zucchinis in. Okay.
And really, with a quiche, right, we can kind of put whatever we want in it.
Yes, you could put. I can imagine. Yeah.
So we could put our sweet potato if we wanted, but whatever we put in, we're gonna want to salt and pepper.
Okay. So. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, so it's your quiche. I'm just here for the ride.
This is it's interesting. Okay.
I mean, this is the thing about food, though, that people who think they don't know how to cook want like a ton of authority.
Yes.
To tell me what to make, but we both know that actually deep radical democratic participation leads to better outcomes.
The great food is somewhere within me.
It
just needs to be brought out through a process of trusting my own instincts. Okay. So we have our zucchinis. They're in the pan.
They're in the pan, so we're gonna want those to get soft.
What do we do for a quiche? You got to put it in something. What do you do?
So we got a little pie crust. You want to pull out our pie crust?
Okay.
Pie crust out of a drawer. Bam. So there's two ways to do this, right? One is you make a pie crust.
Yeah.
And the second is you buy a pie crust. made pie crusts are delicious. And we have a friend and current affairs colleague named Kate Root, who's a wonderful baker.
Yeah, she would make a good pie crust.
She would make a good pie crust.
But I am not Kate, and frankly, I don't think the time that I would spend making an entire pie crust would be that worth it.
For me, there's not a huge difference between a homemade pie crust and a store-bought pie crust. If you really like baking pie crust, then you should.
Yeah.
And you should probably do it once just to get the experience. Just be like, oh,
so
that's
you
what
understand what a pie crust is.
So that it's not just like pie crusts only come like this. You understand this is just flour and butter, and salt, and that like roll it out and you put it in a thing. So to demystify it, it's probably important.
So it's not that difficult to make a pie crust.
Not that difficult to make a pie crust, but it is time consuming.
Yeah.
And this is a pretty good approximation of what a homemade pie crust would be. So we've got our pie crust. We've got our big bucket, and in our big bucket, we're just gonna put some eggs.
Okay.
And we're gonna put some cream.
Okay. How do I know how many eggs and how much cream?
So this is where a recipe might be helpful, just so you can kind of understand what the ratios are. Mm-hmm. Not because you have to do things that way, but just so you can understand how much egg to cream. So we're actually just going to look it up.
Okay.
Because you can do this.
Yeah.
You don't have to know everything.
So you can sort of selectively depend on recipes.
Yeah. So we look up the first quiche recipe.
Quiche.
It doesn't have to be anything special. We don't care about the story of how they tried it in Kilimanjaro for the first time or whatever else people write on this. We don't care about what they're doing. All we care about is how many eggs.
How many eggs did they put in?
Versus how many.
Yeah, how much?
They put 4 eggs to 1 cup of liquid.
Of liquid?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can use just cream. You can use a mixture of cream and milk.
Yeah.
It just kind of depends on. But we had this heavy whipping cream left over.
Right.
So we're going to use the heavy whipping cream.
Okay.
All right, so do you want to crack us with your patented new egg cracking technique?
Oh, God. Oh, no, this is the new technique.
But before we do that, one thing that we do want to do with this is something called blind baking.
What's that?
Which means that the center of our quiche, the eggy bit, takes a lot less time to cook than the pie crust does.
Okay.
So we actually want to bake the pie crust a little bit before.
Oh, okay.
So we want to just put this in. All right, so
where's the spatula?
You're making our... Oh, you want the spatula?
Well, I want to move them
Why
around.
do you want to?
So I can move them around.
Ah!
So they don't burn.
Exactly.
So they don't burn. I want to move them. Poke them and just see how they're doing. Okay. All right, so...
So, we want 4 eggs in there.
Oh, my God.
You've got this.
You said you want me to do this your way?
You can do it whatever way you want.
Your way was smash it like this and then...
And then break it in. So just smash it on a flat surface.
Oops.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's not enough.
There we go. Done.
Oh, that didn't... there was no shell in that, was there?
That was perfect.
Good.
Excellent.
Okay.
You're a genius.
We want people to see...
A man amongst
see
men.
my mistakes. Okay, here we go. Oh.
It's okay. If a little bit comes out, it's fine. There we go.
No, I think we didn't get any shell in that one either. I don't think so.
No? We're looking good.
Okay, we're looking good. All right, let's see.
Alrighty. 3.
3?
We're on our way.
3 for 3 with no shell.
Can we do 4?
Oh my God, this is going to be horrible. Okay. I think I hit it a little hard. How is it? How's it look?
Perfect. No shell.
All right.
No shell whatsoever.
So it doesn't matter.
So what? I mean, did you learn anything new from that experience?
Did I learn anything new? Well, I learned how to crack an egg on the...
No, but I feel like there's also a thing of just like experiencing it again and again and again.
Yes.
Like how hard to crack it, how...
I did feel, yes, being sort of careful and slow in opening it and sort of getting your finger underneath to kind of make sure that no little bits of shell are caking, flaking off into it, and sort of opening it up like this. That sort of worked quite well.
I like to see. Now you have your own technique.
I have a, yeah.
All right, so we're going to put in 1 cup of liquid.
Okay.
This is a half cup, so we're doing 2 of these. 1, 2.
Good.
And the other thing is, once again, this is cooking. This is not baking. So if you mess up the measurements,
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter that much.
It's not gonna make.
If you're a little under a half cup or a little over.
Okay.
But what we definitely want to do.
Salt and pepper.
Salt and pepper. Everything gets seasoned. Okay. So we're adding that. Probably want to add our spinach to this.
Oh, okay. We're not cooking the spinach. We could.
Yeah, we are cooking the spinach.
Oh, we are cooking this. Oh, we want to add the spinach to the sauce.
Yeah, and the reason we're cooking the spinach is because baking spinach leaves just doesn't work out that well. They like.
Oh, okay.
You know, you want them to be a little soft.
Okay.
All right, so we're mixing these guys together. Got a nice little custardy looking thing. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
Look at that. All right, and then we also had some leftover Parmesan cheese.
We did.
From when we made our lasagna.
Yes, this is leftover. So we can grate some of that into the.
That might be good.
Into the thing. Okay.
So do you want to put some of that in this thing?
Grate some. Yeah. Why not? Why not? Is there a grating technique or?
No, you're doing it perfectly.
Fine?
Yeah, it's looking good.
Is this okay? Is it, how much? Do I need some more?
This is a question for you and the gods.
But yes, but how much cheese will it take in order to taste the cheese? That's a scientific question, not a valid question.
Okay, fine. That is a scientific question. Parmesan has Parmesan has a pretty hefty flavor. So you don't need a ton.
Okay. Yeah.
And these are pretty neutral flavored ingredients. But because we're going to be adding a lot to the thing, you probably want, a good amount.
Well, all right.
There's no exact amount that you want.
Yeah.
We're just going to mix.
Parmesan is one of the healthier cheeses too. So
is it?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It's not nearly as bad for you as some of the horrible cheeses. Especially if you get the Kraft Parmesan. It's like no fat. That doesn't.
I don't know if the Kraft Parmesan actually cheese.
I don't know if it's cheese. I think it's cheese. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. It's cheese.
All right. The last thing we're going to put in this.
No Italian would admit it was cheese.
The last thing we're going to put in this is our asparagus that we made.
Oh yeah.
We made some for dinner last night
because we had. We had these asparaguses and. This is the technique of you can just throw anything into the oven and roast it.
So we cooked it off. We cooked it off to make for a fancy meal, but we had some leftovers.
Yeah.
So we've got some roasted asparagus. Do you want to bring a couple of spears over here?
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So we'll take some of our leftover asparagus. We'll just take maybe like 6 of these guys.
Okay.
And do you want to cut them?
Do I want to cut them?
It's totally up to you if you want to or not.
Yes, I do want to. I do want to cut the asparaguses because...
Because why?
Because eating this like this would probably be inconvenient.
Thinking about the user experience.
I'm thinking about the user experience.
Oh. That's you.
Oh, gosh. How do you...
So use our cutting technique where we just put it at the end. So the more powerful bit of the knife is at the back end. So
I see. Oh, okay, that's a little better, but it's still really
a little fibrous.
They're hanging on, aren't they?
Once again, if it's not beautiful,
but it's coming. It's coming. So the more powerful the more powerful end is at the back. That's. Well, so okay, these are cut.
Those are good.
So
toss them in. Toss them in.
Okay.
For anyone that's like, this is not how you make a quiche, I don't really care. We're just trying to make something that you eat.
This is not how you make a quiche.
This is how we're making.
This is how we're making this quiche. I think it's so much better to just get from 0 to something edible than to aspire to make something according to how it's supposed to be done and fail and then never want to cook again. So at least
a little thing while you're working.
We're not even telling you to do what we're doing.
No, this is just about how to think about it.
We're just trying to get me to the point where I'm capable of thinking of, here's some things they could be a quiche.
All right, do you want to grab our pie crust out of the oven?
Yeah. I'll do that.
Stow this guy.
Oh, it did inflate a little bit.
That's okay. It'll go back down. All right. Something doesn't do what you want it to, you just poke it.
Poke it!
Poke it.
Okay.
All
Now
right.
it's flat again.
So we're going to pour our mixture right in there.
Okay.
Oh,
All
look.
right. That's just about right. And then...
And put in some of our filling.
Okay. I'll try and do this.
And you know how we know this is going to taste good? We put salt and pepper in it.
We did put salt and pepper in it, so... Well, nothing in here is got really the potential to taste horrible.
No,
That's
although
another thing.
actually, eggs, spinach, and zucchini without salt and pepper does taste kind of shitty.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Should I put the rest of it in? Or?
Up to you. You can put in as much as you want.
All right, well, why not? Let's just put it all in. I don't want to waste food, and I like a veggie heavy.
Although, if we didn't put it all in,
Yeah.
it would not be a waste. You could use, this is just sauteed spinach and zucchini.
What can I do with that?
Put it in an omelet the next morning.
An omelet?
You could put it in a taco. You could put it in,
Okay.
you know, you could put it
But
in
it
a bunch of
doesn't
different things.
save, does it? I mean,
You could save, yeah, you could
okay.
put that in the fridge, save it for,
Okay.
you know, 5-6 days even.
All right, well...
All right, you want to stick this in the oven?
Yeah, I'll put
All
that
right,
in.
take that guy in.
Oh, it's quite hot.
Here, you probably want to use the
Yeah.
thing.
Oh, this is going to be
A little unwieldy.
a mission.
I believe in you.
Ah.
And you'll notice that we're not telling you any temperatures because, once again, this isn't a recipe show. You just want to cook it until it's cooked.
Okay, but...
And you'll figure out temperatures.
Yeah, but...
But like I said before, everything kind
We're
of
doing it at
cooks...
350.
We're doing it at 350, and everything kind of cooks in the range of 350 to 425.
Okay.
If you're in there, you're probably going to
But
be
is
fine
there
and safe.
like... would be the difference if I cooked this quiche at 425?
So what could happen if you cook this quiche at 425 is if it's at too high of a heat, the pie crust might burn, or the outside of the egg might burn, and the inside won't have actually cooked.
I see. Because it will take kind of a long time for the heat to
go all the way through.
So we want a lower heat because this is a thing that needs to be cooked all the way.
Exactly.
All the way
No, you
through.
don't want a really, really low heat, because the alternative is if it's too low, then it just kind of like dries everything out slowly as it slowly cooks. You want something that's just going to cook at a medium speed.
And if we wanted something where we were really trying to like get the outside of it
crispy, you might
cook
turn
at
on
a
the
high
broiler,
temperature because then it
yeah.
starts crisping up very fast.
Exactly.
Right. Okay.